Hello guitarists and music makers of the internet, welcome back to Liam Taylor Guitar. Today we are answering the most frequently asked questions about music producers according to YouTube's auto-complete search function. I nearly forgot what I was going to say there, but I pulled it back and you didn't notice. I should also point out, audio quality is not amazing for this episode, so sorry about that. I've done my best to kind of fix it in post, which is not something you should ever do, but I mean, you can still hear me, so it's all good.
Do producers use loops? Yes, some of them. I hope they're legal, but they might not be. Oh, coincidentally, do producers have to clear samples? Yeah. Yeah, if someone's recorded something and you want to use it, you absolutely have to clear it, otherwise you're committing copyright infringement. People go on about how complicated copyright law is. It's really, really not. It's very straightforward. If you want to use something that you don't own the rights to, you have to have a conversation with the person that made it, who owns the copyright, and get permission to do it. Otherwise, you're breaking the law. So yeah, you have to clear samples if you want to publish the music. Sometimes I'll do work for family members or stuff, which I know isn't going to go online, in which case I'll just throw whatever samples in. Doesn't really matter because it's for like their Christmas present. They're not going to put it anywhere, so it doesn't matter. Or if you're temping a movie or you're doing a temp track, like, oh, I want drums that are a bit like this, but my drummer isn't available right now, so I'm just using this loop. As long as you're not actually publishing that and expecting to make money off it, whatever. But in general, yeah, you have to clear everything you use. Do producers use presets? Yes, more than they should. The way that I do it is I create a lot of presets and then tweak them for each individual project. So I create presets that I know I can rely on for a very specific sound, and then I know how to tweak those to get slightly more intricate sounds if I need to. But yeah, producers do use presets because it saves an awful lot of time. Rather than having to spend 20 minutes essentially making an instrument, you just pick one up and go, oh yeah, sounds like a wobbly bass, that's what I want. Do producers use GarageBand? No, I wouldn't have said so. I think most producers who are working in like cinema and like the big studios are probably using Pro Tools. I would say most bedroom producers professionally, because you can be a professional bedroom producer, it's pretty cool, they're probably using Ableton. And then other than that, yeah, I think you've got Cubase, you've got Reason, you got Reverb, you got just so many different options. I think GarageBand is a great entry-level piece of software, but I think you will have to upgrade away from free stuff at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if there's one or two producers that use GarageBand, but in general, probably not. Do producers make money? I mean, if you're a producer and you don't make money, are you really a producer? It's tricky, isn't it? The stuff that I produce doesn't really make money, but then I don't really advertise myself as a producer. The stuff that I produce is more a means to an end. Like, I'd rather take credit as a composer on a track rather than its producer. But yeah, you can make money. Do producers need managers? That entirely depends, man. If you are a producer embedded within a specific recording studio or embedded within a particular record label or other kind of production company, then no, I don't think so, not in the way this question is phrased. If you're in that situation, you will have a line manager or be the CEO of a specific company, so you really are your own manager. You maybe have like a scout or some kind of marketing person to help get your name out there and help recruit people to work with, but not a manager in the sense that an artiste will have a manager. If you are a freelance producer and you just kind of roam around doing projects here and there, you're not necessarily dedicated to a single artist or a single record label or whatever, then you will probably need a manager because you are an artiste in that way. Do producers own masters? I imagine that entirely depends, again, on your very specific agreement with the copyright holder. I'm not sure if there is a default answer to that. It will depend entirely on the contract that you sign or the contract that indeed you create with the artist in question or the copyright holder in question. Do producers get Grammys? Ooh, I actually don't know. Do producers know music theory? They don't need to, but it could only help, right? Little things like I mean, what even is music theory, man? If it was me and I was putting a delay on a vocal, I would need to know the tempo that the track is at. And I would say that is music theory. Being aware that there is a tempo, being aware that certain effects need to be synced to that tempo. As far as I'm concerned, that is a kind of music theory, so yeah. Also, it depends how involved the producer is. Like, if you want to have the option of a band coming up to you and saying, I don't really know how to do this chorus, you could go, oh, well, have you tried leaning on the fifth before you go back to the tonic? Easy. Or you just want to be like, have you tried more bass? Then you don't necessarily need music theory. Although understanding that there is something called bass is a kind of music theory. The term music theory kind of bothers me, so yeah, probably.
So that was YouTube's most frequently asked questions according to their autocomplete search function. Thanks for hanging out and learning about music and guitar and stuff. If you want to learn more about music and guitar and stuff, you can subscribe to this channel. Furthermore, you can hit the bell icon to get updates whenever I put out a new video, which is every Friday at 4 PM GMT. And there's also additional videos earlier in the week, depending on how much streaming I get done. So thanks. See you next week, if not before. Yeah, that is everything. Bye.